Hi everyone, welcome back to SGDA Student Games Showcase Block C. We're here with Refresh from UT Austin. I'm Jason, SGDA's president.
I'm the webmaster, and I'll be co-hosting this student showcase session. And we're here with the team behind Refresh, which is now on screen.
Hello.
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 Hey, sorry, I don't know how much I'm supposed to talk.
You can introduce yourselves, kind of what you did on the game, and while we do that, I'll get started with playing the game itself. Let's hit new game.
I can start. I'm Connor. I did systems design and gameplay programming.
I'll go next. So I'm Melody, and I was the producer and set dresser / level designer on this.
Hi, I'm Ethan, and I was the lead level designer for the project.
I'm Karina, and I was the lead artist on the project.
I'm Will. I was the audio guy on the project and the assistant producer.
I'm Joseph. I was the narrative designer, writer, and all-around bad boy.
Many people are saying this.
True.
This is seems to be a thing in the development corner that we are unaware of. For now, let's get started with the questions themselves. For my first question, where are the team members located, and where are you calling in from?
I don't know, which of us is gonna I don't want to interrupt anybody. Well, right now we're not all, but we were all located in Austin when we worked on the project. So we're all students at UT Austin, and we worked just like this project was made as a student project, but we released it on Steam and stuff. And we were in Austin working on it with some parts where we were remote over breaks and stuff. But yeah, that was the basic gist of it.
Yeah, right now Connor and I are actually in LA for internships we got because of our work on Refresh. So we're calling in from LA right now. But yeah.
And the rest of us are just in Austin.
Yeah. And Melody's live from the Games Y'all Showcase in Austin, which is going to be showing Refresh today also.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
What time is that going to be?
It is now, currently.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm honored that we were able to snatch y'all up to have an interview.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
I think we've asked what your roles are for development, so I'd like to ask, how did this game get started? Where'd you get the idea from?
I feel like Connor should answer this.
Yeah.
I have a little journal of games I want to make, and after seeing I don't know if y'all know that Chobani commercial is solar punk themed. I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, oh, I want to make a solar punk game so bad. And so that was kind of in my backlog for a few years. And our capstone, we had this time at the very beginning where we were just brainstorming. And so I brought up, I was like, guys, I really want to do a solar punk game. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of spawned from that, and then we went forward.
I was thinking something. Chobani was not one of the inspiration sources that I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. I feel like that was the largest kind of media example of solar punk, and I knew a lot of people who had never heard of it, and I showed them. I was like, oh, this I know it's a commercial, it's weird, but look at this, it's super cool.
They do it so well.
They did it really well.
It's really
very good commercial.
It was funny actually because we did a game jam a little while back where we tried to make it solar punk themed, but we didn't really get a chance to sell it as well. And it was Connor, some of us were on that jam together, and then when we were in the class for this, we were the solar punk idea came up again. I think that Connor brought it up again, and I was like, oh dude, yeah.
We could really take this pretty far.
Because with a game jam, I feel like there's not necessarily enough time to work on a general aesthetic like solar punk, which isn't as explored as cyberpunk, especially now.
Yeah, I think that was also one of the reasons I was so pulled towards it, is there's a lot that's kind of up in the air about like the solar punk genre. It's relatively new, and so I feel like we could kind of take the solar punk and like make it into something our own. It's not really that explored.
Definitely. I heard about Solarpunk myself from the former president of UC Merced's Game Dev Club, and we were thinking of doing something like it, but they graduated when the pandemic started, so it was a bit difficult to work on anything. So I'm really glad to see this game kind of carrying that legacy on. How long have you been working on the game?
We worked
So-
on it since I think it was September, August of last year until end of April this year. With like space for our breaks.
Yeah,
like winter
we
break and stuff.
started concepting just like all of our idea pitches like the last week of August, and I think we settled on our idea for Refresh like the first week into September, and then from then release on April 27th.
We hit the ground running.
That we did.
It was
Yeah,
April
I think it was
24th.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
True, you're right.
Big fan.
Oh,
Big fan, big fan.
I didn't even realize it was the anniversary today.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
You won.
Oh, it's been 2 months. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like about 8 months overall for the development time, with like a few weeks of break sprinkled in there.
I do want to say I love the sound design of the villagers, and just right now I'm noticing that like as I get next to the computer, I can hear computer noises. How did you get the voice for the villager? Was that a recording done by one of the developers?
Oh, you will.
Yeah, so it was actually I grabbed all of the team members and a couple of friends, stuck them in a recording booth and made them recite the alphabet multiple times. Took all of that, sped it up, and then worked with Jojo, our narrative designer, who was doing all of our yarn scripting. And so he gave me some variables from yarn, and I just had it every time a letter appears on screen in the dialogue box, the character just says that letter, and it goes fast enough at a rapid enough pitch that you can't really hear it, and it just kind of sounds like Animal Crossing.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is like really getting into the cozy vibe of just like Animal Crossing noises.
I don't know if it was just like my mind melting from like playing and replaying the game to test like narrative stuff, but I swear there's some spots in there where you can like almost hear the character say the word. Because
Yeah.
Oh no, you
there's like a
100%
few
can.
spots where I'm like, do I need to sleep, or are they actually saying the word?
Yeah, no, I can't tell. My first guess was not that this was the alphabet.
It turned out really well though. I know like we were kind of shooting for that like Animal Crossing esque voices, and I feel like it fits
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah, Will nailed it on that
Mhm.
for sure.
So true.
I believe that it was mentioned before we got started, or actually during this call. This is the 2-month anniversary of the game, and y'all are trying to get to 1,000 plays.
Yeah,
we're-
I think Melly should tackle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right there. I think we're missing just like a few more downloads to hit the 1K for the anniversary, which is really exciting. It's been an awesome journey to see like the wish list numbers like before launch and like leading up to launch. That was like a really exciting time. And then I mean obviously after launch, seeing the downloads and just the comments that people have left. We read all the reviews and are like so happy to see that people enjoy the game and something we've kind of poured our heart and souls into. So
Awesome.
I think also we'll be participating in like the summer sale for Steam. So if you want to
next
get
week.
Refresh on it at a
True.
discount, it's perfect time.
just
So, like,
saying.
honestly, this is very much worth. the price
Thank
right
you,
now.
thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask the burning question that you've all been waiting for. What's your favorite memory of working on Refresh?
Oh, That's a good question.
Oh man.
Not
That's-
launch.
I'm gonna
Gosh.
look at some pictures. I gotta.
True,
First
yeah. One that was really good. You said the pictures. It reminded me. There's actually a picture of it in the credits of the game. Was when we got the like dialogue emotes working for the first time. Yeah, like when we first got the characters like emoting in dialogue, and like we all were like huddled around a laptop in a room and saw. We were like, yo!
everyone went crazy. It looks so good.
Because like it's such a simple thing, but it made the characters feel so much more alive. You know, like it was such like an exciting moment. There was that, but there was just so many like. I feel like the game. I mean, everybody else can speak on this too, but like it benefited so much from like how much we all enjoyed working together. You know, and we just had a lot of sessions where we just hung out together in person while we grinded stuff out, and we would just have like a lot of in jokes and everything that were just kind of fun that kind of kept us going and everything. Like when Discord dropped the soundboard feature are like close to when we were like grinding for launch, that like kept us going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that weekend before launch was a long one, but the soundboard made it better. I think honestly. Oh, Will, you want to go?
It would be hard pressed to not just say GDC.
Oh right,
all of our first
say...
GDCs. The amount of late nights we were up in our hotel room talking about what our entire future is going to be. Seeing everything come together, all the support, seeing a booth that has our name on it, like nothing tops that for me.
For some context, in March, well, Melody and Will are like amazing producers and organizers, and they were able to get us to GDC at a GDC play booth to showcase Refresh.
I think I might have seen it when I was there, actually.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and just like having that opportunity to go to GDC and meet all the developers there, being able to showcase our work in front of like industry professionals was like absolutely amazing. And also just like being on a trip with friends was like that was awesome.
No, it was super fun.
My favorite part was the night before. I think it was the night before we GDC Play opened, where we were showcasing. We did a showcase at a nightclub.
Oh
and
my
it was,
god!
Like, it was insane just to have like it was like a massive crowd of people dancing and like playing our game. And it was like such a bizarre, such a bizarre environment, but it was really cool. I think it was put on by Game Jolt, and so we got to meet some of the people that work for Game Jolt. And that was really cool. And then another time at GDC, the developer of Mail Time came up to the booth and was like, "Oh my god, I've been trying to get over to this booth, like trying to get a free moment to come over and check it out." And I was like, "That's so cool."
No way! I didn't even know that. That's so sweet.
I didn't know that either.
Mail Time in Kinder Worlds, I think.
Yes.
They were both
yes.
there at the same time, and they were so sweet.
Yeah.
Then we're
Just
also
like
showcasing right next to Peglin too.
Oh yeah, the Peglin devs are so
like
sweet.
we were hanging out with all the Peglin devs, and then
wow, that's really
referring
cool.
to us as devs and not students. It was like the first time that had ever happened.
Because this is like a fully released on Steam game, ready to find now.
Yeah, which you can buy right now.
Only
Right now.
$69.99.
I'm just imagining this game at like a nightclub. And
I know,
two
the contrast was hilarious. It was so funny.
It was.
I think my favorite moment, honestly, is we had a lot of meetings like after classes and stuff, and we'd always get in this like conference room with like a big window, and we just have like random stuff up on the TV, whether we're like listening to music or like someone's playing the game. And I feel like being in that environment of like, okay, it's like, okay, we're gonna like grind, we gotta get this work done, and like after our meeting, like our weekly meetings. And so I think like being in that room is some of my favorite moments.
I think my favorite moment Honestly, I feel like it changes depending on the day you ask me. Some days it's like celebrating Karina's birthday in San Francisco, like during
Oh, yeah.
GDC. That was a
Mhm.
lot of fun. I really also like the moment where we were nearing the end of development, and I was like, I just wanted to get the whole team like weird little knickknacks and stuff. So I think I got like some weird socks that I had found at a store, and like just things to like kind of boost the team morale. And that was fun to like see their reactions. And
As somebody who
I was like,
lives near San Francisco, I can confirm there are a lot of really weird knickknacks you can find over there.
true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Knickknacks are so fun.
This like just being able to work with this team was my favorite part, like the whole development cycle.
No, it's so true. I went into this project only really knowing Connor and and Jojo too, I think. But like it was kind of like starting to work with strangers, and then like all of a sudden they're like really close friends that I see like for like so much of my week is just like spending time with them, and like the vibes just like worked so well together that like could not have asked for a better team to work on this game.
Yeah, honestly, like even the like hard times like were some of the most fun, because it's like, oh, we're all really stressed, but then someone makes some stupid joke and then we're all laughing, and it's like guys, we're making a video game, like, you know, it's serious, but like, come on, like we're having fun while we're doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd
There's
say.
so many... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, I'd say Refresh is definitely what it is because of the very specific set of people that got grouped together to work on it. It's like it was really like lightning in a bottle, I feel like. Ooh, heard the produce stand there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
1 second. I think it's lagging a bit, so I'm going to try making the resolution or everything balanced.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, hopefully that ends up working out better. Let's see.
Oh, that does
Okay.
look a little bit better on stream. So.
Might be some refresh rate and bitrate shenanigans going on behind the scenes.
Refresh rate.
Yeah.
Oh god, I didn't even realize the part.
It's like ingrained in my brain now.
Oh,
Mhm.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get one more question before we wrap up for this slot. What are you most proud of in the game itself, or about the development history? Because there's quite a story there with going to GDC, being expoed at being showcased at 2 different events at once.
I feel like yeah, Connor, you go first.
Oh god, okay.
Well, unless you don't want to, but
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I want to like say technical wise or like, I guess, outreach wise. I feel like they're 2 different kind of things. Okay, actually I'm going with technical. So for GDC we kind of had like a sort of branch, because we were like kind of on the fence about GDC. We didn't know if we were going for a minute, and so we kind of didn't really account for it in our initial planning at the beginning of the semester. We were like, okay, we're gonna have all this time for pure development. All this new stuff is going into the game, and it was crazy. The game still grew by like I wouldn't say like 2.5 times from the first semester to the second. But I think we ended up splitting off, and so we're like, okay, we need, like, I'll go ahead and make like a GDC build for a demo, so, you know, just certain quality of life things and really polish up, while the rest of the team is going to focus on continuing development at the same time. And I was really happy with how the GDC build turned out. It was very like polished to a point that I was like, you know, I could set it up and then leave it all day and no one would break it, and I was very proud of that.
That's really impressive. People can have a knack
Unbreakable.
for breaking things.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I think there ended up being some stuff, but it was so small that like no one ever found it, and I was like, But
As long as Steam was open, it was good.
yeah.
Because Steam reviews can be brutal when it comes to.
Or no, it was Discord for the GDC one.
Oh
As long as
yeah.
Discord
Discord was open.
Yeah, the
I
game
was,
went on
Discord
Discord wasn't
integration
open.
in the game.
Yeah, I was experimenting with a rich presence on Discord, which was not that hard to set up, but then I realized that if you didn't have Discord open, the game would crash. So
Oh no.
Yeah.
but it was on our laptop, so we're like, okay, we'll just, connect to internet, open Discord, open the game, and then you're fine.
I think for me, I'll also go the technical side. I am probably most proud of my work with animations as a whole. I think the animations themselves, still room for improvement, but just the implementation of things. I learned a lot about using animation events and animation layers, especially with the emotes. Which is man, that was a really big moment for when we got that in the game. It just got things working. Yeah, there's also if you fall in the river, the player shakes off the water and getting that water droplets timed. I learned a lot about Unity Animator.
I love that
in
animation.
that system as a whole. So
So good.
Also, don't forget to mention the run animation, which is the fan favorite. Everybody
yes.
loves the sprint animation, me included.
Good
so-
animation.
Yeah.
thank you.
So good.
Yeah. I guess I can go next. I'd say, at least personally, what I'm most proud of is I've done level design stuff before, but I've never done level design for a project that got finished and released on this scale. And hearing that it was good from a lot of people made me really happy, which is a really basic thing to be proud of. It's I'm proud of the level design, my whole job. But I guess I really liked how I was able to teach things about the game and what felt like a natural way without it being obtrusive. It pretty much doesn't stop you except for when you get the dash boots just now, and even then it's just for a couple seconds, and that kind of thing I love doing. And I was just happy with how it turned out. Oh, I have trouble there.
That was a me thing.
Yeah, but I was happy with how the level design took advantage of the mechanics and let the player kind of do expressive movement to get around the environment and stuff. That was another thing I was really happy with. Yeah.
For me, it was definitely working in a mostly narrative role on the team was really rewarding, and I had kind of flirted with doing narrative stuff before this project. I had written some short stories, written some stuff for game jams, but I never really been a main writer for anything or narrative designer for anything. And so towards, I think it was in the first few weeks of development, I was oh, I can do some of the narrative stuff. And then that turned into me writing this whole thing, which is the huge, there's almost 10,000 words in the script, and
There's a lot of dialogue here.
It became massive, and it grew and grew, and the team just totally supporting me on that and reading it and being this is good. And I was oh, sick. And then at showcases and stuff where people didn't just butt mash through dialogue and I could see them reading it or chuckle at something, I was oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
The writing has been really good for adding the sense of coziness to the game.
Yeah, I think I can't remember who I told, but I was my goal with the writing is just to have players consistently be "Aw."
Yeah, and I think it works. All of our, I feel everyone kind of had their favorite character, and all of the characters are very unique and very interesting.
For sure.
I think for me, the proudest. That's tough. I think just launching a actual commercial product especially as like a producer is managing, like what can we incorporate, what can we not incorporate, and like also making sure that everybody was happy in that process. That everyone who was working was like enjoying what they did and also like doing it in a healthy way. That was really glad. I don't think we had very many moments of development where like the crunch mentality kind of took over, except the end. And there's like a few moments, but we definitely tried to steer away from that. And so that's something I was really proud of. I think we shipped a game.
I think there were a lot of moments where we kind of came together and we're like, guys, this is like unfeasible to do. We need to change something. So there's a lot of rescoping and stuff that we would have loved to put in, but for our sanity, just didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Little pal.
Little pal. Nobody's gonna know what we mean by that, but
I know.
Awesome. And I think that just about wraps us up. So is there anybody that you would like to thank or shout out in the group chat?
I'd like to shout out Will, who should say that something he's proud of.
Oh yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
go
I
ahead.
mean, it's just like all the little things, like all the tiny polish that we managed to get in there. For the most part, like, we were pretty bug-free on launch. There was some stuff that stuck around, but like, it was good. Like, we had a completable, playable experience from start to finish that we put out, and it was just like a small group. And yeah.
There's a lot to be proud of here.
Yeah, the quit button didn't work on the title screen when we launched, but that's neither here
Yeah,
nor
no,
there.
it was a playable game. It was a playable
Bug
game.
free, he says.
Bug
but-
I think relatively.
Every
Yeah.
game has bugs, and that's okay.
True.
Exactly.
But yeah, thank you so much. I think shout out wise, definitely our professors, they moved heaven and earth to get us opportunities. Specifically like GDC. I mean, they moved mountains. All the advice we got, we went to a lot of people for like future next steps, like what do we do? Because we've never really been in a position like quite like the one we were in with Refresh, so getting to talk with industry professionals and get their opinions and feedback. Specifically Justin, I think Young Horses as well. Please let me know if I'm missing anyone.
Also,
True.
the entire like Austin game dev community, everyone we've talked to is so supportive. Shout outs to Games Y'all because we're showcasing there. Also, self plug, we're selling shirts if y'all want to check those out.
All the people who helped like us fundraise to go to GDC, but buying shirts and just like donating is so sweet.
So sweet.
We didn't lose money on this.
Yes, that's the biggest
It's
takeaway.
kind of a miracle that it seems like all the stars aligned on this, and we were able to do a lot with this project without, losing a bunch of money.
Yeah.
True. We are positive. So
Awesome. So is there anybody else who'd like to say anything?
I'd like to shout out y'all for letting us come on here and talk.
Yes, definitely. This is a great opportunity. It's
Thanks so
fun.
much.
It was great having you all here, and this is definitely like what we want to do. We want to help to boost student games. So it was great having you all here.
Oh, thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you to everybody who was watching. So we'll wrap this up for now, and then next up is LeBlanc.
Bye.
And
Bye-bye.
we'll see you next time.